Meanwhile,
here's Ben Shapiro talking about Kanye West. As usual, two things can be true at once. Kanye moves towards pro-life, faith, and family conservatism are encouraging. His DEFCON 3 posts in Black Hebrew Israelite language are clearly anti-Semitic and disturbing. Also, he should shave. He looks terrible.
Kanye West has now Kanye'd. And I say this because I speak as a person who tweeted several years ago, live by the Kanye, die by the Kanye. Kanye West is a person who says many things. Some of those things are good. Some of those things are very, very bad. And so over the weekend, while I was off on Jewish holiday, Kanye West said some anti-Semitic things. And there are no two ways about this. The things that he said are not just like a little anti-Semitic, they're very anti-Semitic. So Kanye West began with something that was questionable but not anti-Semitic. Okay, so he began with comments during a Fox News interview in which he accused Jared Kushner of cutting the Abraham Accords for money. Right, he said, quote, he made these peace treaties. I just think it was to make money. Okay.
That's... Bro, first of all, it's true. So I don't know why that's even questionable. That's not even false. I don't know how that would be questionable in any meaningful capacity or even anti-Semitic. It's not like Jared Kushner's getting money from Israel or some shit. He's getting money from Saudi Arabia. How does that have anything to do with anything? Regardless, let's continue.
That's not necessarily anti-Semitic. Jared Kushner was a person who was deeply involved in the Abraham Accords. Politicians are routinely accused of involving themselves in particular activities in order to...
By the way, we found out that for Ben Shapiro to recognize or be remotely charitable about someone and not rush to call them anti-Semitic is if they're not a Muslim and they are conservative. That's it. Because there have been instances where Ben Shapiro has refused to call out the anti-Semitism from those who he declares supporters of the nation state of Israel. And Coulter is a great example of this. It's pretty funny to consider when you look at the way he is responding to Kanye West in a sea of anti-Semitic things that he has said. He's still looking for outs for him and still maintaining his charitability.
To make money. So it's not an anti-Semitic accusation. It's wrong. I don't think it's true. I think brokering peace in the Middle East is good for everyone. By the way, even if Jared Kushner had done it to make money, which I don't think he did, if the question is, are Abraham Accords good or bad? The answer is they are very, very good. I mean, peace in the Middle East happens to be a very, very good thing. But is it anti-Semitic to suggest that Jared Kushner did a thing for money? No, Jared Kushner happens to be Jewish. If he had done a thing for money, that would not reflect on his Judaism. It could just be that he would be a guy in politics doing things for money. There are plenty of people who do things for money in politics. But there is a reaction. The reaction from some people, like the American Jewish Committee, was to suggest that this was a dangerous and anti-Jewish content. Okay, and then Kanye decided that he was going to go full anti-Semitic. And the comments that he put out, they are anti-Semitic. I mean, there's no two ways about them. So it began with an exchange that he had.
He should have a conversation with Candace Owens, who, under the Daily Wire banner, which is Ben Shapiro's company, for those of you who don't know, stated that nothing Kanye West said was anti-Semitic. It was like 2.5 minutes of Candace Owens being like, DEFCON could mean anything. Maybe he was just trying to start a conversation.
Had with P. Diddy. He put out a series of text messages with P. Diddy in which P. Diddy was urging him to kind of rein it in. He apparently texted him, "This ain't a game. I'm going to use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can influence or threaten me. I told you this was war. Now gonna get you some business." Okay, so we are now getting to pretty borderline anti-Semitic territory, right? The Jews are the ones...
What? Dog! No fucking way! That's not borderline. That's just anti... That's it. If that's not anti-Semitic, nothing is, man. Dude! Come on. I was so fucking excited to see how Ben Shapiro was going to downplay. That's crazy. Someone will be like, Palestinians are human beings that deserve dignity. And Ben will be like, that is the most anti-Semitic thing I've ever heard. Kanye West will be like, Jews control the media and are controlling you right now, P. Diddy. And Ben's like, that's borderline. What do you mean borderline?
And then it got a lot worse. So Kanye West then put out an Instagram post that reads, and I want to get the exact text of this correct because it's pretty wild stuff here. Jesus is Jew. I don't know what that has to do with, I mean, fact check true. But I don't know what that has to do with anything. Then he goes...
He said, fact check true.
So you might have been puzzled to this point. Then it just gets into like pretty openly anti-Semitic territory. Quote, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." All caps, Jewish people. and not DEFCON 3, DEFCON 3. The funny thing is I can't actually be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. So again, this is an anti-Semitic trope that basically you can't say bad things about Jews, which I've noticed world history you can. I'm just going to put that out there. Like, lots of people say bad things about Jews, like, a lot. Like, it happens in fact, you can sit in Congress and be on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine and be heralded as the future of the Democratic Party and say bad things about Jews on a fairly routine basis, as it turns out. So there's that. He then went on, apparently, while he was on Tucker Carlson, there were some comments that he made that were cut out of that interview, including him commenting that the real Jews are blacks, right? Which
is Ben trying to look more masculine nowadays with his beard?
Yeah, he is. Is it working?
No.
Yeah. Someone once said, this is not my joke, but this is the joke of someone else on Twitter. They said, like, you can spot someone who's a conservative from a mile away because they're the only people that they're the only men that look worse with a beard.
So what's the news today? What do we got going on?
Ben Shapiro is talking about how Kanye West is like borderline anti-Semitic when he was like straight up anti-Semitic, trying to defend him, and going a little crazy trying to defend his DEFCON 3 sentiment here.
which is a black Hebrew editor. He is black.
I'm having a hard time
big
defending
capital
that
letters.
beard on his face, to be honest with
highest
you.
level of DEFCON 3, which is a weird usage because, again, like the highest level of alert would be DEFCON 1. So DEFCON 3 is kind of like mildly alert. But DEFCON, I don't know what that is. Is that a death threat? On Jewish people, big capital letters.
Can't even grow a full beard over here.
When he says
either.
he can't be anti-Semitic because he is black, he then went on, apparently while he was on Tucker Carlson, there were some comments that he made that were cut out of that interview, including him commenting that the real Jews are blacks, right? Which is a black Hebrew Israelite conspiracy theory suggesting that.
I like that he's like, oh, well, we don't really know what DEFCON 3 on all Jews means. But then he's like adamant. He's like, the black Israelite stuff that's why he's anti-Semitic. He literally inferred that Jews control the media and are manipulating P. Diddy and controlling P. Diddy. He said he's going to go DEFCON 3 on all Jews. But like he draws the line at like repeating black Israelite conspiracies. That's what it is. Got it. Which, by the way, that is also anti-Semitic. Yes.
So this is all really bad stuff. Suffice to say, this is all very anti-Semitic and really, really bad stuff. Okay, sugarcoating it is stupid and counterproductive. It's bad no matter who says it. It's bad whether.
Which is what Candace Owens did, by the way, straight up. So I wonder what he has to say about Candace Owens doing exactly that.
You're on the right. It is bad whether you're on the left. I will condemn it no matter whether it's a person on the right saying it or whether it's a person on the left saying it. I think that what Kanye West said last week about abortion was very good. I think when he says anti-Semitic stuff, it's really terrible. Period. End of story. All of these things can be true at once. I don't think that it necessitates that people pretend that he didn't say it or ignore that he said it. I'm bewildered by the inability of people to hold in their mind the fact that people say good things and terrible, evil things at the same time, because that actually does happen on a fairly frequent basis. It is worth noting here that Kanye also is bipolar. The reason that I point this out is because his activity and his tweets are obviously associated with his self-stated bipolarism. I mean, it is not a coincidence, I don't think.
One of Ben's main cast members, Candace Owens, works under the Daily Wire banner, unironically takes advantage of Kanye West's bipolar disorder. So what the fuck's going on here? Clean up your house, Ben.
Same week that he is saying openly anti-Semitic stuff, he's also showing porn videos to Adidas executives during a business meeting. Right? I'm sorry, this is not the behavior of a mentally healthy person. So here is the difference between me saying that what Kanye is doing is not mentally healthy and what the left is doing. So the left says, when he says that babies are alive in the womb, that shows he's mentally ill.
Yeah, he's moving on. He's literally fucking, he's just like, yeah, he says some anti-Semitic stuff, moving on. Let's think about all the good stuff he said, like babies are alive inside of the womb.
Okay, that is taking a view that is held by a broad number of Americans, including many people who I think consider themselves pro-choice, that babies have rights in the womb, at least beyond a certain point, and certainly held by pro-lifers. It's taking that view and pathologizing that view. Say, oh, well, he's pro-life. That means that he's mentally ill. No, the stuff that suggests he's bipolar is the stuff where he's tweeting out incoherent anti-Semitic babble and showing porn videos to Adidas executives. There's a difference in kind here. So when I praise his...
I love that. He's like, yeah, he's not crazy when he's saying the abortion stuff. He couldn't be. That's crazy to think that he would be crazy saying babies are born in the womb.
These are correct. That can be true. It can also be true that Kanye West suffers from, apparently, a form of manic depression. When you are in mania, you think every idea... Unfortunately, I have members of my family. My grandfather was manic depressive, bordering on the schizophrenic. When people are in mania, they tend to think every idea that enters their head is a wonderful idea, and there is no brain mouth or brain finger filter, and they just put it out there into the world as though it's a genius idea. And this obviously characterizes what Kanye West is doing right now. Some of what people, when they are manic, are saying may be correct, kind of like Lear's fool, and some of what they are saying is just crazy. And so when Kanye West says this, is he expressing an anti-Semitic thought? Absolutely. Is he an anti-Semitic person, or is his bipolarism taking control, or does he have these belief systems that are manifesting and coming out now that the brain mouth filter is gone? That may well be the case. I will note.
That's so funny. He literally is like doing the small bean neurodivergence defense. Respect. Like, come on. He's a small bean. He's a neurodivergent and a minor. Well, he's bipolar. That's why he's saying anti-Semitic things. But also he's saying stuff about abortion because he's smart and not bipolar and totally fine when he's saying that stuff.
By the way, that the amount of attention that's being paid to Kanye West's anti-Semitic comments by the media far outpaces the amount of attention that's been paid to the systematic attacks on Jews in Williamsburg.
Wait, what? What the fuck? Yeah, it's Kanye West, dumbass. If you care about anti-Semitism, you should care that one of the most like popular media figures on the fucking planet said he's going to go DEFCON 3 on Jews, man.
Is he really trying to justify this?
What the fuck? Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that the media is covering anti-Semitism when fucking Kanye West is being anti-Semitic.
By Black Americans over the course of the last several years, right? That's stuff that you don't talk about in the New York Times. Kanye says an anti-Semitic thing that's top of mind. I understand Kanye's a very public figure. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve the attention. I'm saying the disparate amounts of attention paid by the media to actual physical attacks on Jews in New York City versus Kanye West saying an anti-Semitic thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. New York Times famously never covered the suspect in Jersey that linked back to the Black Israelite group. It's such a weird lie, too.
Is pretty dramatic. But again, I point out his bipolarism because it's not just me pointing out his bipolarism, it's the Washington Post. So the idea that he is saying anti-Semitic crap on Instagram because he's having a bipolar episode here, I'm not sure why that would be outside the realm of possibility in any real, again, you can't disconnect his behavior on Instagram from.
Dude, he is, oh my God. Dude, he's writing so hard. He's writing so hard like 808 and Heartbreaks was the greatest thing he's ever heard, okay? This is like, bro, even the Kanye West stan community is not riding Kanye West this hard. Like, even Kanye West stans are like, all right, man, this is a little too far, okay? Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro's like, nope, doesn't matter.
The tweet in question remained online for only an hour before it was flagged and removed for violating Twitter's rules. By the way, that's a separate question as to whether tweets like this or posts like this should be removed.
Oh my God. Why is Twitter taking down yet another conservative free thinker? That's crazy.
Removed from social media. As a general rule, I don't believe that they should be removed from social media because, again, I think that giving social media the power to determine what is good speech and what is bad speech is a very, very dangerous power to be handed there. So I can believe all these things at the same time. One, Kanye.
I don't really understand. I actually don't really understand how Ben Shapiro can say this while simultaneously advocating for like the #1 cancel culture riders, right? Like this is the Barry Weiss thing, right? Ben loves when people get fired from their fucking jobs for saying things like Palestinians deserve humanity and dignity, right? Like, he loves it when motherfuckers get fired from like random jobs and shit for saying stuff like that. But then he turns around and he's like, if Kanye says he's gonna go DEFCON 3 on Jews, should he be silenced like this? I mean, this is 1987 George Orwell, Animal Factory, Animal Farm, Animal Crossing.